Hey everyone, Nick here and welcome back to GamerTube, and welcome back to our Poppy Playtime character concept series. So in today's video, the character looking into is Shadow Huggy. So we'll go into this character's backstory, location, gameplay mechanics, and all that good stuff as well. As always, I will just say that everything I say in these videos isn't necessarily into the overall universe and lore of Poppy Playtime. This is just a fun what if scenario and a cool creepy character we get to show off, and we hope you enjoy. And lastly, before we start today's video, do be sure to subscribe to GamerTube as it helps a lot and it's greatly appreciated. It also keeps you up to date with all the videos that we post. Also, do be sure to leave a like on this video because very soon we will be doing another character concept live stream, so be sure to like and stay tuned. Alrighty everyone, well let's get into the character concept of Shadow Huggy. So previously in our Poppy Playtime character concept series, our main protagonist came face to face with the ballerina. This twisted wooden doll was obsessed with having the perfect body. So much so that she warped her own body beyond repair. She was hellbent on capturing the player in order to watch her dance. Amongst this conflict, the player came across a strange wooden door. This door seemed to be calling out to them. For some strange reason, they desperately needed to see what was behind this door. So after they escaped the clutches of the ballerina, they then unlocked the door and walked through. But what they were about to witness, they could never be ready for. As they twist the handle and open the door, they come to an ordinary hallway. It looks quite similar to the area that they originally found Poppy in. They walk down this hallway and see where it takes them. This place was quite strange. The walls were filled with strange looking artworks and statues. Everywhere they looked they could see something quite interesting. There were multiple portraits of all the other characters, and there was even a portrait of Elliot Ludwig himself. As the player walks down this hallway, they get the strangest feeling like something is watching them, but they couldn't sense the presence of anything else in the room. It was like something was here, but also something wasn't. The player hasn't felt like this before. It was a very uneasy feeling and they needed to get out of here as quickly as they could. As they take another step forward, they feel something strange. Something has grabbed them. They look down at their feet and see a dark shadowy hand grabbing their leg. They quickly shake loose and look at the wall next to them. What on earth was that? A shadow? They turned around and see no one standing behind them. How could this be? How is this thing just standing there in front of them? The shadow slinks away from the wall and appears elsewhere. Its hand reaches out and grabs the player's other leg, and before they know it, the player starts getting dragged down. But how? How are they sinking through the solid wood floor? They quickly use their GrabPack to attack the shadow, but nothing happens. Instead, they decide to quickly shake loose and run away. They quickly run to a door and rush inside. They now find themselves in a dimly lit room. The lights were on, but just barely. There wasn't even enough light to cast a shadow. But maybe this was a good thing. As they look around this room, they see a note on a desk. It reads, "The Shadow Huggy, origin unknown. Some of you may have noticed by now that something is watching us. It stalks along the walls and floors. You may not always see it, but it is there. The Shadow Huggy has become hostile and started attacking the researchers. The Shadow Huggy's origin is unknown, but one can only assume that this is a byproduct of the bonding process of Huggy Wuggy. As of now, there is no known way of defeating the Shadow Huggy. The only way to subdue it is by turning off the lights. Without the light, there is no shadow to cast, but I am well aware we can't all work in complete darkness. That is why I have issued you all your very own Playtime Co. night vision goggles. Use them sparingly, the battery won't last very long. Only turn out the lights when the Shadow Huggy appears. As far as I know, it seems that the Shadow Huggy is bound to this area alone, so there is no chance of it escaping. So if things get too much, then make a break for the exit, if you can." The player places down the note and finds a pair of the night vision goggles on the desk as well. They pick them up and take them with them. So all they need to do is get out of here. They just need to make a break for the exit and avoid the Shadow Huggy at all costs. They walk back out into the hallway and the coast seems clear, but then all of a sudden, they reappear on one of the walls. The player quickly turns out the light and is engulfed in complete darkness. They turn on their night vision goggles and can see the way forward. As they walk down the hall, they realise that the note wasn't kidding. This battery is running out quickly. Here and there they would need to take them off and turn the lights back on. The player couldn't just simply walk in the dark. Without the lights, they wouldn't know where to go and they would get lost. Right now, they couldn't see any sign of Shadow Huggy, but it didn't take long for him to reappear. The player quickly turns the lights off and turns the night vision on. Hopefully they can get a little closer to the exit before the battery runs out. As they walk down the hall, they accidentally trip over a fallen statue. The goggles fly off their head and land somewhere on the floor. Damn, that Shadow Huggy must have tipped over this statue. They quickly turn the lights on to find the goggles, but instead what they see is truly frightening. Shadow Huggy has grabbed the night vision goggles and is dragging them down through the floor. Great, now what was the player going to do? They need to run as quickly as they can towards the exit and get out of here. Whenever Shadow Huggy grabs them, they need to shake free. The more and more Shadow Huggy attacks them, the harder it will be to escape their grasp. Closer and closer they make their way towards the exit, but every step of the way, Shadow Huggy was there to stop them. Finally, they see the exit. They were almost free, but something quite unexpected happens. Shadow Huggy begins to sprout multiple arms. The arms reach out and block the door. The player is trapped here. They need to quickly find the light switch in order to make them disappear. The player locates it on the wall, but suddenly, one of the shadow hands waves over it and it disappears. There was only one thing left to do. The player needs to destroy the overhead lights in order to make them vanish. So in this final gameplay segment, the player needs to dodge the attacks from Shadow Huggy whilst also attacking the overhead light. The light is embedded in the ceiling and is quite hard to damage. A few good strikes from the GrabPack should do the trick. Finally, after enough strikes, they break the casing for the light. Now, all that's left to smash is the bulb. As the shadow hands reach out for the player, they strike the light bulb and suddenly Shadow Huggy vanishes. The player exits this area and is finally free from this shadowy entity. The Shadow Huggy is bound to this area and can't chase the player. As the player walks on to the next area, they wonder if they'll ever see something as strange as the Shadow Huggy ever again. Knowing this place, there's surely something even more strange around the corner. But as to what that is, we'll just have to wait and see. Alrighty everyone, well that's all we have for today's video. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, please consider leaving a like, comment, and subscribing. It helps a lot and it's greatly appreciated. As always, do be sure to let me know what you thought of Shadow Huggy and what you'd like to see going forward. Alrighty everyone, well thanks for watching, and until the next video, I'll catch you later, bye.